Hello guys, welcome to Shiv Kumar News YouTube channel. Here I am only reading the Hindu newspaper. My purpose and aim is improving my knowledge and English only, nothing else. Therefore, please support and guide me. Now we start the video. 60% polling recorded in Delhi election. Parties complain about model code of conduct violations. Policy may issue have been resolved. Are fighting for a consecutive third term while BJP is looking to form government in Delhi after 28 years. Former CM Kejriwal faces the sons of two former CM Parvez Sahib Singh and Sandeep Dikshit. Exit poll predict victory for BJP in national capital, New Delhi. Most of the exit poll on Wednesday predicted the return of the Bharatiya Janata Party and its ally to power in Delhi after 27 years, while projecting that the Aam Aadmi Party would stand second and the Congress a distant third. AAP chief Arvind Kejriwal with his family member after casting their vote on Wednesday, Sushil Kumar Verma. Satyavika Mahajan, New Delhi. Delhi recorded a turnout of 60.44% at the polling percentage in the assembly election was updated at 11:50 p.m. on Wednesday. The voter turnout figure for the high stake election is likely to rise as updates continue to come in from polling booths. In the 2020 assembly election, the turnout was 62.59%, while in 2015 it has even higher at 67.47%. Political party complain about violation of the model code of conduct in Chirag, Delhi, Jangpura, Farah Bazaar and Silampur. However, the Delhi police did not register any case on the basis of this allegation, say that they had been resolved. They are close contest expected in several high profile constituencies, including New Delhi, where former Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal of the Aam Aadmi Party will take on to former Chief Minister's son Parvez Sahib Singh of the BJP and the Sandeep Dikshit of the Congress. The capital is also home to high profile voters including President Draupadi Murmu, Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar, Chief Election Commissioner Rajiv Kumar, who voted along with his family, and Chief Justice of India Sanjeev Khanna. Congress MP Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi also and Sonia Gandhi also voted on Wednesday, while Mr. Kejriwal voted along with his family. Chief Minister Atishi and other senior leaders also voted. BJP candidate including Mr. Vidhori, Mr. Verma, and the BJP Delhi Chief Virender Sachdeva also cast their vote. Polling began at 7 a.m. and officially ended at 6 p.m. with an electorate of more than 1.56 crore voters deciding the fate of 699 candidates across the 70 constituencies. Voting was conducted in a single phase with 13,766 polling stations, including 733 auxiliary polling stations set up at 2,696 locations across the city. Over 30,000 Delhi police personnel were deployed on the ground along with 200 paramilitary teams. Among the constituencies, Mustafabad recorded the highest turnout at 69% by 11 p.m., while only 53.4% of the voter exercised their franchise in Mehrauli, Delhi continent, which has historically seen low voter participation, saw some improvement this year, registering a 59.30% turnout. The are fighting for a consecutive third time, while the BJP is looking to form the government in Delhi after 28 years. The Congress, which has won 0 seat in the last decade, is hoping for re-entry into the state. Leaders from all three parties claim that their message has resonated with the voters and will assure them the victory. High profile other key constituency are the former deputy CM Manish Sisodia Jangpura seat where the BJP has fielded Tarvinder Singh Marwaha and the Congress nominee Farhad Suri. Current Chief Minister Atishi is also in the fray from Kalkaji, defending it from BJP MP Ramesh Vidori and the Congress Alka Lamba. Several candidates started their day before the polls open, paying their respect at religious places. Ahead of the election, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also encouraged voters to exercise their franchise in a post on X. I urge the voter here to participate in this festival of the democracy with full enthusiasm and cast their valuable vote. On the occasion, my special wishes to all the young friends who are going to vote for the first time. Remember, first vote, then refreshment, he said. The Delhi CEO and made arrangement for voter, including the providing of refreshment within polling station. As voters trickled into booth, party worker and resident welfare association encourage people to participate by going door to door and sending message on WhatsApp group. This is first news. Now second news: 100 Indian deported from USA for illegal entry arrive in Amritsar on military transport plane. The Hindu Bureau, New Delhi. A USA force plane carrying Indian land in Amritsar on Wednesday. Reuters. The, the Hindu Bureau, New Delhi. A C-70 wide-bodied aircraft of the USA Air Force landed in the Guru Ram Das Ji International Airport of Amritsar on Wednesday, carrying around 100 Indian nationals who were suspected by the USA authority of using illegal means to enter the country. Sources have contradicted the previous assessment of the over 200 passengers, saying that the flight carried a little more than 100 passengers, as large scale of deportation flight usually do. According to the sources privy of the nature of the discussion regarding the passenger on the special flight, the individual on board the aircraft were handed over to the Punjab police soon after they landed. The deportation through a military aircraft draw attention, as this was the first time the USA had carried out such a deportation with one of its biggest cargo aircraft. The BBC had reported that the authority in Amritsar moved fast and started sending them back to their hometown in states such as Gujarat, Haryana, and Punjab. Commercial taxi airlines were being used to send them back to their hometown, sources have said. The Punjab police took charge of the passengers soon after they landed in Amritsar. The passengers were being sent home by special aircraft to the national capital region as well as Gujarat, as several citizens from the group hailed from Haryana, Gujarat, and Punjab. As per a list shared by the source, bulk of the passengers who hailed from the Punjab were from Hoshiarpur, Gurdaspur, Amritsar, Jalandhar, Kapurthala, Patiala, Sangrur, Fatehgarh Sahib, and Taran. The Indian official, however, declined to comment on how the allegedly illegal Indian immigrants were sent back before Prime Minister Narendra Modi travelled to the USA on February 12. Mr. Modi held a telephone conversation with Mr. Trump last week. He urged Mr. Trump to discuss the welfare of both sides. Trump vows to take over Gaza Strip and resettle Palestine. Reuters, Washington. USA President Donald Trump vowed on Tuesday that the USA will take over the war-ravaged Gaza Strip after the Palestinians are resettled elsewhere and develop it economically, a move that will shatter decades of the USA policy to toward the Israel-Palestine conflict. Mr. Trump unveiled his surprise plan without providing the specific at a joint press conference with visiting Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The announcement folded Mr. Trump's shock proposal earlier on Tuesday for the permanent resettlement of the Palestine from the Gaza to neighboring country, calling the enclave where the first phase of a fragile ceasefire in a conflict a demoralization site. The USA will take over the Gaza Strip and we will do a job with it too, Mr. Trump told press person. We will own it and responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site. If it's necessary, we all do that. We are going to take over that piece. We are going into the develop it, create thousands and thousands of jobs, and it all be something that the entire Middle East can be very proud of, Mr. Trump added. Ask who would live there. The US president said it could become a home to the world people. Mr. Netanyahu said the Mr. Trump was thinking outside the box with fresh idea and was showing willingness to puncture conventional thinking. We will own its Gaza Strip to be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site. Donald Trump, USA President. Mr. Trump earlier repeated his call for Jordan, Egypt, and other Arab states to take in Gazans, saying the Palestinians there had no alternative but no abandon the coastal strip, which must be rebuilt after nearly 16 months of devastating war. But this time, Mr. Trump said he would support resettling Palestine permanently, going beyond his previous suggestion that Arab leaders had already steadfastly rejected. Forced displacement of the Gaza population would likely be a violation of international law and would be fiercely opposed by the Washington Western allies. Just 2 weeks into his second term, Mr. Trump is hosting Mr. Netanyahu so discuss the Gaza ceasefire strategy to counter Iran and renewed push for Israeli-Saudi normalization. Six state resolve again UGC new draft regulation. The Hindu Bureau, Bengaluru. On Wednesday, Minister of the Higher Education and their representative from the six states passed a joint resolution opposing the draft of the University Grant Commission Regulation 2025 and grading of the higher education institution based on the new education policy 2020. This was the outcome of the conclave of the state higher education minister 2025 hosted by the Karnataka representative from Himachal Pradesh, Jharkhand, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Karnataka participated and came out with a 15-point resolution using the center to withdraw the new draft regulations. In their resolution, the state said that the BJP lead union government is trying to push its ideology through the new regulation. The Maharashtra representative who was to virtually attend to conclave was unable to continue due to the technical glitch. The Jammu and Kashmir minister communicated that they would not to take part due to emergency meeting, said the Karnataka Higher Education Minister MC Sudelkar. He claimed that even some party which are in alliance with the BJP have expressed their objection to the UGC drafts regulation, including the Telugu Desam Party in Andhra Pradesh, Janata Dal United JDU and the Lok Jan Shakti Party LGP Ramvilas of Bihar. West Bengal has constituted an expert committee took into it. The states say the BJP lead center is trying to push ideology through the new regulation. We have urged the union's government to immediately withdraw them, hold a collective consultation with the state. We will wait for the UGC decision to take a call on the next course of action, said Mr. Sudekar. He said that the UGC is only the regulatory body and cannot override the state. In the regulation, the state have no power in appointment of the vice chancellor, and the governor has been given complete power. However, all the functions including the development of the infrastructure of the university, requirement, salary and to other rules are carried out by the state government. We are confident that the UGC and Union Education Minister will reconsider an initiative all the state for detailed deliberations, the minister added. Govi Chirian, Minister for the Higher Education Tamil Nadu, pointed out that there was the first state to pass a resolution in the assembly against the new regulations, followed by Kerala. This is the center move to under the main elected state governments and take over state university. Tamil Nadu has always prioritized education and social justice, but these rules go against the interest of students. UGC chairman reply. Meanwhile, UGC chairman Jagdesh Kumar said the regulation him to ensure the higher standard by introducing a more inclusive and transparent section process. He said they seek to uphold the autonomy and accountability of the higher education institution. Mr. Kumar added that they welcome the constructive feedback and will work collaboratively. Mamta highlighted the political stability lack of the strike to attract investment. It is Bengal's Global Business Summit. CM announced the formation of the Synergy Committee to facilitate ease of doing business. 60% of the proposal from past even summit implemented in state. Mining to begin at Diocha, Pachimi Coal Block today. Mamta Banerjee addressing the 8th Jan Bengal Mamata Banerjee addressing the 8th Bengal Global Summit on Wednesday. Devashish Bandori, Shiv Sahai Singh, Kolkata. West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee showcased the state political stability and the strike-free environment as a senior draw for the investment while to addressing the delegation of the 8th Bengal Global Business Summit in Kolkata on Wednesday. We have a stable government in Bengal where days are lost. Earlier there were strikes and we stopped all this in the interest of the business. Miss Banerjee said at the event attended by the over 200 delegates from the 40 countries including diplomats from more than 20 countries. He announced the formation of a synergy committee to facilitate ease of doing business and the highlighted that the over 60% of the investment proposal in the past 7 summit had been implemented. Over the last 7 business summit, investment proposal worth 19.51 lakh crore rupee were received, of which investment worth 12 lakh crore rupee 61.5% have taken off, she said. The chief minister also announced that the mining will begin on Thursday at Virbhum district's Decha Pachimi Coal Block, one of the largest in the world. Over the 1 lakh people will be employed and the several ancillary project will come to up to, she said, thanking residents for the cooperation with the state government to state operation. Ms. Banerjee highlighted the construction of the Sikh economic corridors and the several initiatives such as the tourism, allied business policy, data center policy, export promotion, and the new and renewable energy policy. She said the gross state domestic product GSDP grew at a faster pace than the GDP in the last financial year, and to claim that the state is one of the largest economic in the country. The CM also pointed out that one of the strengthening of the state is that they promote the diversity does not divide people. She added that it is a pioneer in women's empowerment as it implements the various cash incentive schemes such as Lakshmi Bandar. Soren attended meet among those present at the inaugural session of the 2-day event was Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren, who highlighted that the two states have a lot in common and expressed hope that they would emerge as key investment destination in the country. West Bengal and Jharkhand have a lot in common. Jharkhand is a rich mineral and natural resource. I believe the state must collaborate to attract the investment and build a strong nation. He said. He said industrial lauded the CM for organizing the event and said the summit has grown from this strength to this strength under her leadership. Ms. Banerjee said she urged N. Chandrasekharan, chairman of the Tata Group, to start a direct flight from Kolkata to Europe, while the Reliance Industry chairman Mukesh Ambani promised to double the investment in West Bengal by the end of the decade. JSW Group chairman Sajjan Jindal announced the setting up of two 800 megawatt power plants at Salboni at 1600 crore rupee. Ambuja Neotia Group chairman Harvarchandran Neotia said said the group will invest 15,000 crore rupee in the state over 5 years, while RP Rajiv Goneka Group chairman Sajeev Goneka said his company will invest 10,000 crore rupee in area of energy infrastructure and education. High Court issue notice on Vijay Mallya play The Hindu Viro Bengaluru. The High Court of the Karnataka on Wednesday ordered the issue of the notice on the debt recovery officer and 10 bank on a petition filed by the fugitive businessman Vijay Mallya. Mr. Mallya sought direction to the banks to provide statement of account for the total amount along with the accrued interest owed by him. United Brewers Holding Limited UBHL and other certificate debtors, so the amount recovered so far in the process of recovery of debt of erstwhile Kingfisher Airlines Limited. This is a picture morning scene. Breakfast by the way, pagans flock in large number as morning walk feed them. Ramakrishna Beach in Vishakhapatnam. Pakistan want to resolve all the issue with India, including Kashmir, through talks. Sharif, Press Trust of India. Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif on Wednesday said the country want to resolve all the issue, including Kashmir, with India through the talk, as he reiterated his unwavering support for the Kashmiri people. Mr. Sharif made the remark while addressing a special session of the Pakistan occupied Kashmir POK Legislative Assembly Muzaffarabad on the occasion of the Kashmir Solidarity Day, an annual Pakistan event to show the support for the Kashmiris. India would come out of the thinking of August 5, 2099 and fulfill promise made to the UN and launch a dialogue. He added to referring the revocation of the special status of the Jammu and Kashmir under the Article 370 of the Constitution. Mr. Sharif said that the only way forward for Pakistan and India was a dialogue, as already written in the Lahore Declaration of the 1999, which was agreed upon when the then Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee visited Pakistan. India has repeatedly said it desires normal neighboring relations with Pakistan in an environment free of terror, hostile and violence. It has repeatedly told Pakistan that the Union territory of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh is and shall forever remain an integral part of the country. The ties between the two countries no say divide after India abrogated Article 370. Mr. Sharif also accused India of amassing weapons, saying that accumulation of the arm will not bring peace and change the faith of the people of this region. He urged India to be wise, saying the way to progress was peace, not worth the risk. India must address illegal immigration with empathy and urgency. The deportation of the dozens of the Indian believed to be illegal immigrations in the United States is neither surprising nor unprecedented. Over the past few years, the USA government has intensified its immigration and custom enforcement ICA operation to identify, detain, and deport the individual without the proper documentation. For instance, between the June and October 2024, the Department of Homeland Security reported that the 1,60,000 individual has been reported on 495 international repatriation flight to more than 145 countries, including the India. However, the manner and timing should be cause for concern for New Delhi. To begin with, this deportation coincided with the major crackdown by ICA, spurred by Donald Trump's swearing in as the USA president in January. He has made illegal immigration his number of the priority. India, which has one of the largest population of illegal immigration in the USA, estimate 7,25,000 undocumented individuals will need to prepare for a significant increase in the number of the returning migration. Second, for the first time, the use of the military flight signals that the USA does not intend to be challenged. This move drew protest from the Colombian President Gustavo Petro, particularly after the reported emergency of the emergence of deported migrants being shackled. The USA embassy in Delhi has also made it clear that this deportation is part of a broader initiative to tighten the immigration law and enforcement, reinforcing the message that illegal migration is not worth the risk. Further, the timing just added of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi USA visit suggests that the diplomatic effort alone may not be enough to deter the Trump administration from pursuing such measures. This has the potential to become a bilateral flashpoint in India-USA relation, accepting its citizens providing they are a verifiable Indian and have entered other country illegal is undoubtedly the Indian government responsible. However, strict control must be enforced to prevent Indians from the embarking on the religious journey to cross into the USA via Mexico and Canada. The government must ensure that the young people in the state with high deportation rates, Gujarat, Punjab, and the Haryana, understand that the working illegal abroad is not a guaranteed path to success. Education campaigns should highlight the dangers associated with the illegal immigration. Importantly, the root cause must not be ignored. The central and the state government must addressing the underlying economic distress, deepening the agriculture crisis, social tension, and employment shortage that they push people to take such a risk. Attention must be paid to those who deliberately travel to conflict zones in search of opportunities. While the altering the USA immigration policy may be difficult, the Indian government must addressing the reasons behind the large scale migration with empathy and urgency. A through call. The rupee slide confounds monetary policy maker task. The Reserve Bank Monetary Policy Committee (MPC) will conclude its first policy review of 2025 on Friday, a significantly different circumstances from its December meet. For one, the key personnel have changed. The RBI has new governor with the former Revenue Secretary Sanjay Malhotra replacing the Shaktikant Das soon after the last review. Deputy Governor Michel Patra, an MPC member who was in charge of monetary policy, also retired last month, with the center yet to name his successor. Navigating his review is going to be a tad tricky for the new central bank boss, with the another deputy holding the additional charge of the monetary policy. Second, the rupee is a free fall of sorts after hitting the 85 of the USA dollar on December 19, 2024. It slipped to 86 on January 13, 2025 and crossed the 87 on the February 3, partially due to Third factor at work, the strengthening dollar is driving by President Donald Trump to overdrive to make America great again with higher tariff on a major trade partner and other disruptive economic plans such as existing global tax accord, shutting aid flows at all. One thing has not changed: the clamor for an interest rate cut from the industry and government hunches. In December, this noise was heightened after a sharp growth blip, blip in the July-September quarter when the GDP grew just 5.4%. Now, with the 2025 GDP growth downgraded to just 6.4%, and the now mark uptick in economic metrics in the December ending quarter and growth the worries remained entrenched. In the interim, there was been some back and forth between the North Bloc and the Mini Secretariat on the factor responsible the stumbling economic activity. The finance ministry sought to lay some of the blame for the urban demand slump on tight monetary policy. RBI official in the central bank's January bulletin said the one way to spark a growth rebound and the various virtuous cycles of the fresher private investment is to boost the consumptions through higher disposable income, and especially for the urban middle class that has been pinning for relief from food inflation, with the budget delivering on this front. With income tax cut, the bail is back in the RBI court. Inflation has been over 5% in the last 5 months, but may have eased closer to the RBI 4% target in January. But a rate cut could also hurt the rupee further, and this for higher imported inflation. It is an invisible situation for the new RBI chief to be in. He might be tempted to take a cue from Mr. Das, who has surprised market with a rate cut in the first review under his watch in 2019, reversing his predecessor stance. A green signal for India to assert its health leadership. Dr. Pradeep C. Reddy, a founder and the chairman of Apollo Hospital. The budget has recognized the role of healthcare as a pillar of national and growth and development. The Union Budget 2025-26 lay a robust foundation for the India to assert its leadership in global healthcare and to innovation, with the strategic announcement that the bolster medical infrastructure expand the education opportunity and promote the global cooperation, with a 19,958 crore rupee healthcare allocation, additional 75 crore medical seats over the next 5-year investment in Daycare Cancer Center. India is poised to enhance the both accessibility and quality of care. The country will add 10,000 medical seats in financial year 2026 alone, underscoring its commitment to the healthcare excellence. India's healthcare is transformed. This budget underscores the India's remarkable journey of progress from the 1980s, when it grappled with the limited medical infrastructure, so its current status as a global healthcare leader. The transformation has been nothing short of the extraordinary. Recently, the writer had privilege of the presenting two key recommendations to Prime Minister Narendra Modi: first, establishing India as the global healthcare destination, and the secondly, addressing the global shortfall of the healthcare professional. It has been delight to see the both these ideas in action through the Heal in India and Heal by a India initiative, with streamlined visa processing, enhance the hospital infrastructure, and robust the public-private partnership. India is poised to become the preferred medical destination for the international patients. Similarly, the country is addressing the global shortfall of the healthcare professional by the training and deploying the more doctors, nurses, and to paramedics abroad. This will ensure that the Indian expertise support healthcare system worldwide while creating the new opportunity for our skilled professional. Custom duty exemption tech outlook. Moreover, it is a commendable that the growing burdens of the non-communicable disease such as the cancer has been acknowledged in his budget. The establishment of the 200-day care cancer center in district hospital will bring specialized supplies treatments closer to people, improving the early diagnosis and to better patient outcome. The custom duty exemption on 36 life-saving drugs, including those for the cancer, rare disease, and chronic condition, will lower the cost of the treatment, in turn benefiting the thousands of the patients across the country. Also, the additions of 13 new patient assistance program would also improving access to a critical medications for the patient, and particularly those who with chronic condition. The emphasis and artificial intelligence and digital health mark a pivotal movement for the future of the India's healthcare. The new Nation Center Excellence will be spearheaded innovation in diagnostic, treatment, and research, enabling India to develop the cutting-edge solution that enhance the patient's care. The writer believes that the introduction of the cutting edge of the technology to deliver the quality health care and strengthening India's position as a global health care player. Both the private and the public hospital have played an integral roles in the progress. Apollo was the first hospital to launch proton therapy for the advances of the cancer care in this part of the world, and continue to attract the patient from the countries such as Australia and the United Kingdom, to name a few. Build on the momentum, this budget clearly recognize the government vision for the demonstration of the bold leadership in recognizing healthcare as a pillar of the nation growth and development. For a country that the once struggles to provide the basic medical care, we have evolved into a nation offering world-class treatment to millions through this energy of Heal in India, Heal by India, and innovation driven care. We are shaping a future where India's healthcare system set new global benchmark. It is our collective responsibility now to build on this momentum by embracing technology, strengthening medical education, and ensuring the healthcare reaches every individual in need. India is not just healing its own people, it is healing the world. Delhi toll from Sweden's death tolls from Sweden's worst mass shooting. 11 Sweden's worst mass shooting has left at least 11 people dead and 5 seriously wounded, including the gunman at an adult education center. The gunman motive had not been determined by early Wednesday as the Scandinavian nation reeled from an attack with such bloodshed. MPs elected to Aligarh Muslim University courts. 7 MP, including 4 BJP legislators, have been elected as members of the Aligarh Muslim University Court. According to a notification issued on Wednesday, the MP have been elected for a period for 3 years until the December 23, 2027, or until the end of their term as a member of the parliament, whichever comes first. Number of AC electric buses to be added in Thane this year. 100 as many as 100 AC electric buses will be added to the fleet of the Thane Municipal Corporation in April this year. The buses will be provided under the PM e-bus service scheme. Thane's population is increasing rapidly, then the city need to more buses. The release from the local MP Naresh Mashke's office said. Voter turnout recorded in Mickipur assembly by poll. 65%, more than 65% of the total 3.70 lakh voters exercised their franchise in the by poll by the Milkipur Assembly Constitution of the Uttar Pradesh on Wednesday, surpassing the turnout recorded in the 2022 Assembly poll. The voting began 7 a.m. and continued till 5 p.m. officials said. Russia-Ukraine exchange prisoner of war. 300 Russia and Ukraine each released 150 captured soldiers in their latest prisoner of war exchange. Both sides On Wednesday, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said some of those returns had been in Russian activity for more than 2 years. Complied by the Hindu data team. Manila, Philip VP Deuter impeached by lower house faces Senate trial. The lower house in Philippines impeached the vice president Sara Duterte on Wednesday, Duterte, accusing her of a wide range of crimes that included plotting to assassinate the president, large-scale corruption, and failing so strongly denounced China's aggressive action against Filipino forces in the disputed South China Sea. Buenos Aires, Argentina to follow USA in quitting WHO, say President's office. Argentina will put out WHO President Javier Milei office said following in the footsteps of the USA. Mr. Milei decision was based on the deep difference regarding the health management, especially during the pandemic, adding the Argentinians would not allow international body to interfere in the sovereignty. Dhaka, Bangladesh interim government making all effort to bring back Hasina. Bangladesh interim government to making all effort to bring back ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and others from India under the extradition treaty. Home Advisor Lieutenant General Muhammad Jahangir Alam Chaudhry retired said the warrant were issued for Hasina and cabinet member for crimes against humanity and genocide. PTI. Lisbon, Aga Khan, leader of Ismaili Muslim and philanthropist, dead. The Aga Khan, Imam of the Ismaili Muslim, head of the major development network, had died in Lisbon at the age of 88. His foundation announced on Wednesday he was the founder of the Aga Khan Development Network, which financed development programs participated in Asia and Africa. Trump Gaza takeover plan rejected by alliance foes alike. Australia, Ireland, China, New Zealand, Germany, Russia reiterated support for a two-state solution. Palestine President Abbas called for the United Nations to protect the territory, people, and their rights. Donald Trump meets Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the Oval Office of the White House on Tuesday. AFP, Associated Press, Dubai. USA President Donald Trump proposal that the United States take over the Gaza Strip and permanent resettle its Palestinian resident was swiftly rejected and denounced on Wednesday by American allies and advertisers alike. A comment came amid a fragile ceasefire between the Israel and Hamas, during which the military group has been turning over hostages in exchange for the release of prisoners held by Israel. Egypt, Jordan, and other American allies in West Asia have already rejected the idea of relocating more than 2 million Palestinians from Gaza elsewhere in the region. Following the Mr. Trump remark, Egypt foreign ministry issued a statement stressing the need for rebuilding without of moving the Palestinians out of the Gaza Strip. Saudi Arabia, an important American ally, weighed in quickly on Mr. Trump's expanded idea to take over the Gaza Strip in sharply worded statement. Nothing that its long call for an independent Palestinian state was a firm, steadfast, and unwavering position of absolute rejection. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia also stresses what it had previously announced regarding its absolute rejection on infringement on the legitimate rights of the Palestinian people, whether through Israeli settlements policy, annexation of the Palestinian land, of efforts to displace the Palestinian people from their land, the statement said. The Prime Minister of the Australia and Ireland, Foreign Minister from the China, New Zealand, and Germany, and the Kremlin spokesperson all reiterated support for a two-state solution. Australia's position in the same it was this morning as it was the last year, it was 10 years ago. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese said Mr. Trump had already made waves and upset long-time alliance by suggesting the purchase of Greenland, the annexation of the Canada, and the possible takeover of the Panama Canal. It was not immediately clear whether the idea of taking over the Gaza Strip was a well thought out the plan or an opening gambit in negotiation. The comments last night were, of course, a very concerning, said Irish Prime Minister Michel Martin. I always adopt the approach when it's come to the US administration of judge them based on what they do and not what they say. Turkish Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan had said Mr. Trump's proposal on deportation from deportation from the Gaza is not something that either that the reason or we would accept. Even thinking about it, in my opinion, is wrong and absurd. Fidan said. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas called for UN to protect the Palestinian people and their inalienable rights, saying that what Mr. Trump wanted to do would be a serious violation of international law. Shaken by quake. A view of the Olia village on Santorini while the authority restricted the tourist access due to decent seismic activity. Around 7,000 people have been left the island now for its curse now for its cliffside view and dormant volcano, which was experienced hundreds of tremors since January 24, 25. Know your English from the Archivers Pretext. Prenext. K. Subramanian, U.S. Upendra. I had asked reader to send their favorite passage from a book. Here is one from Mr. Shafqir Rahman, Royapet, Madras. Father forget. W. Livingston learn. Listen, son, I am saying this as you lie asleep. One little paw cramped under your cheeks and the blonde curls stickily wet on your damp forehead. I have stolen into your room just a few minutes ago as I sat reading my paper in the library. I stifling wave of remorse swift over me. Guilty, I came to your beside. These are the things I was thinking, son. Son, I had been across to you. I scolded you as you were dressing for school because you have your face merely a dab with a towel. It took you to task for not cleaning your shoes. I called out angrily when you threw some of your things on the floor. At the breakfast, I found fault too. You split thing, and as you started off to play and I made for any tray, you turned and waved a hand and called goodbye, daddy. Daddy, and I frowned and said in reply, hold your shoulder back. Then I began all over again in the late afternoon. As I came up the road, I spied you down on your dark knees playing marbles. There were holes in your stocking, humiliating you before your boyfriend by marching you ahead of me to the house. Do you remember later when I was reading in the library how you came in timidly with a sort of hard look in your eyes. When I glance up over my paper, impatience at the interruption, you hesitate at the door. What is it you want? I snapped. You said nothing but ran across in one tempestuous plunge and threw your arms around my neck and kissed me, and your small arm tightened with an affection that God had set blooming in your heart and which even neglected could not weather. And then you were gone, pattering up the state. Well, son, it was shortly afterwards that my paper slipped from my hand and a terrible sickening fear came over me. What has habit been doing to me? The habit of finding fault, of reprimanding. This was my reward to you for being a boy. It was not that I did not love you, it was that I expected too much of youth, and there was so much that was good and fine and true in your character. The little heart of yours was as big as the dawn itself over the wide hills. This was shown by your spontaneous impulses to rush in and kiss me good night. Nothing else mattered. 2 nights and I have come to your beside in the darkness, and I have knelt there ashamed. It is a feeble atonement. I know you would not understand this thing if I told them to you during your walking honors, but the tomorrow I will be in a real daddy. I will keep saying as it were ritual. He is nothing but a boy, a little boy. I am afraid I have visualized you as a man, yet as I see you, son, crumbled and wearily in your coat, I see that you are still a baby. Yesterday you were in your mother's arm, your head on her shoulder. I have asked too much, too much. I like the passage it's bring, but the feeling of a father vividly. By the way, what is the meaning of the practice? Practically, practically means a in a practical manner. Don't panic. Let us look at the problem calmly. Said he practically. All be almostly virtual. She is practice unknown in the area. Published the Hindu on February 14, 1995. Oh, so this is today quiz, the a quiz about the history of the right of women to vote. Vasudev Mukhant. Question number 1. On this day in 1988, Great Britain passed a Representation of the People Act that allowed men over the age of 21 and women at the age of 10 to vote. What is the value of the X? Question 2. Since 1838, the the UK's sole overseas territory in the Pacific Ocean has given women the right to vote. The irradiated territory that has continuously allowed to women to vote for the longest duration in history. Question number 3. Name the first place in India that gave women the right to vote in 1920. All thought not the right to stand in election. It was governed a princely state during the reigns of the British Empire. Bonus: which princely state first granted both right and vote and run for office to women? Question number 4. During the summer 2015 municipal election, the in dash government allowed to women to vote for the first time in its history. Women were also allowed to run for office, and though the country soon acquired its first woman politician, fill in the blank with the names of the country. Question number 5. Name the world's first major country to grant the both women and men right to vote at the same time and the equal term. This was achieved through the Local Administration Act 1897. Visual question: this map of the Switzerland show its 26 cantons. Name the one shown in the purplet at a roughly 2 o'clock position, which was one of the last places in Europe to grant women right to vote in 1991. Tom Chin in 1989. Question and answer to the previous daily quiz. First, it is the cause of about 22% of cancer deaths, tobacco use. This is the type of the lymphoma is which cancer originated from a specific type of white blood cell called the lymphocyte. Hodgkin lymphoma. What is the term used to define the spread of the cancer other location in the body? Metastasis. This is the type of the cancer that develop from the thin layer of the tissue that cover the many of the internal organ. Mesothelioma, which USA President declared war on cancer. Richard Nixon. Visual for which type of cancer this vaccine is provided. Answer: cervical cancer. Early word: Viswandharao Visual. Efficiently Osumani Sonali Das. So this is today one important vocabulary word is picture quiz. Picture SUV adjective खूबसूरत. Hindi meaning is खूबसूरत स्वर में. Visually attractive, especially in a quaint or charming way. This word synonymous is vivid, graphic, pictorial, expressive. Antonyms: in artistically ugly, unattractive. Example stand: the narrow leaning building and the large city park Vondel Park make Amsterdam Dam a picture skew city for walking or biking. So this is today video. Please like, comment, share, and don't forget subscribe my YouTube channel and press bell icon for notification or further more video. Thank for watching. We meet tomorrow.